So I just wanted to do a quick update on the Mini. What I'm going to do is start cutting out these door steps and replace them, because I intend to, but only when I get the new inner and outer sill will I cut it, because I need to know where the line is and I don't want to cut twice. But I will change the door steps now with the inner sills that I have, so I can use them as an alignment. I've put this outer sill on. I got a comment from Midge Lambert, and I think he's in America. I think it's America. It could be Canada, but I think it's in America. And he was on about that he'd had oversills put on his vehicle some time ago, and has some concerns about them. So, to be honest, Midge, if you get a chance, go and look. A very good site anyway for minis, which is Sean C, and it's classic mini floor removal and cover sill damage. Classic mini floor removal and cover sill damage. So this is a cover sill. Sean C, very good site, good mate of mine, and this will convince you how bad the rust is when you see it. You can literally pull it apart with his hand, but I'll just go over it quickly. So basically, these cover sills were invented probably in the 70s, late 70s, and what it was this this was a particular bad area on all minis for corrosion, and so rather than go to the bother of cutting the whole sill off and put a new one on, they invented these cover sills, which basically covered, you basically chopped the inner sill out, left all the rubbish in here, and put the oversill back over it to get through an MOT or a mechanical test. And the problem with these oversills is they trap all the water. Now, you were talking about rain and stuff. It's not so much the rain going in that causes the problem, it's the moisture in the body, and any water that gets trapped. What happens is the car is obviously upside down, but you can imagine anything trickles down there, it's going to sit inside this box section here on these oversills. And the other problem is, because it's so long between that part of the floor, there is a gap between it, and of course that causes condensation. And what the flutes do is they allow any water or any moisture to either heat up and dissipate, or any fluid to come out. I mean, not particularly rainwater, but just moisture as it's hot during the day and colder or whatever. Certainly more for our northern climate than the States, but I guarantee you, if you put two pieces of metal together like that and they're only welded on this end, it can do nothing but corrode underneath, no matter what you do. It's a very bad idea to weld any two metals where there's an overhang, unless you've really done it well and you've put special weld through primer and so on. Even that, when you weld, you're going to burn it off, and it will create problems. So I put this on just to show how these cover sills work, and this is what you would have had fitted on your car. I'll have to turn, because there's so much weight now on the other side, and you can see that's a lot of overlap there, massive amount of overlap. The sill should really only come to about that line there, so you can see, and this is where the water gets trapped in between these. What it'll do is it'll just corrode the whole panel. The whole panel will just corrode away. And if you look at Sean's video, it will show exactly that. When he pulls it down, he can literally, this inner sill, he can just literally crumple in his hands. I mean, like butter. It's unbelievable. But this is the big problem with these things. What I intend to do now is I'm buying a new sill, which is part of the inner floor. So it's the inner sill, which is this inner floor up to this line, up to this ridge, or the strengthening ridge. They come down, and they also have the cover, the outer sills spot welded to them. So all you have to do is weld them along here and then spot weld them to the lip. So that's what we're going to do. So it's quite late here. I've just been mocking up this Mini. What I've done is I've put this other oversill on here again, just to show how bad an idea they are. So this is going to come over a little bit too far, because now it's weighted on one side. But there's the cover sill as it would be in place, and you can see that this is covering a massive area, and this is what they were designed for, like I said. So what I'll do is I'll just take this off, so I'll pull it apart. Okay, so now you can see here where this is the new, or what will be the new one. It's pushed in at the moment, and in my particular case, this A frame or the A post. This is the A post and this is a B post. Always the A in the front and B in the back. And in this particular case, the A post is in good condition and there is no need to take it off. So what I intend to do is actually chop a piece out of this and put this step back in. So I'll cut some of the inner sill away because I don't need it, but I don't want to cut the whole thing away until I actually get the new section, so I know exactly where to cut and make an overlap for welding. So I'll just take this out so you can see it, and basically this is just mocked up, it's not, which is what you have to do many times when you're doing this kind of work. You've got to check and check and check. You can see, so what I'll probably end up doing is cutting it down here in the easiest point, and the same here. I was actually going to use this section, but it's very hard to get this round. So because I've got so much section here and it's very, very good, I'll cut it square. Making it square is much easier than going through a round. And as I say, you can see now on the front, and there's the inner wing. So what I'll do first is I'll actually make sure that I get this section done first. I'll do these two steps, then I'll clean up the front and basically go from there. I can actually attach this inner wings, the scuttle and the outer wings, without the sills, because the sills can be done separately, so that's probably what I'll end up doing. So that's it for tonight, and hopefully this parts will be here in a few weeks. So as you can see, I've actually cut this doorstep now, and you can see I've actually, hopefully you can see, that's it in line there, and you can see it on the back side, hopefully you can see on the back side. This camera's all focusing. You can see it's nice in line with it, and that step should be completely invisible. You could actually weld this and then just knock it back, and if you wanted to, I suppose put a little bit of filler across it, but it's a bad area this because of the door slamming and so on and so forth, so I will use lead, but as you can see it's a nice fit. So now I've taken off that section there, which would have gone into that, but I can always use that for another job. If somebody needs it, I can pass it on to them. So yeah, that's that one done. And the next video, I'll cut this one and then put it in, and I'll try and film me actually putting it in. What I've done on the inside is I've actually cut the inner sill down because I didn't want to go to the thing of picking it all out. There's no point because it's all coming out right up to where you can see this line here. You can see there's a double line there. This is where I put the new floor in. So all this is coming back out, and we'll put these new sills in completely, but it'll be the same, basically the same deal. Just take all this back out, put the new sill, the new floor, inner sill and the outer sill, which is on there anyway. And that'll be ready just to mate up. I've got this part of it fitted. This now I need to mark up and fit this one in as well. So I'll just take it off and I'll show you, and I'll bring the camera in and show you exactly what it looks like where the cut is. So I'll take this one off. Excuse the light. this out. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've cut the sill, but I've also put this little edge on it, you can see there, hopefully you can see on the end, and I use that tool to put an under, so basically this is sitting under, and then I'll weld it from underneath and then weld the whole thing from underneath and then lead load the whole thing if I need to. So now all I've got to do is work on this end here, and I'll probably do it on a nice flat surface across here, but that'll be in the next video. So I'll just hopefully bring you in. In fact, I'll have to move the camera a little bit. There we go. I think that's it. Okay. So you can see basically what I did was actually, normally you would actually unpick this doorstep and the sill, if the sill is in good condition, but in this case this is being replaced with a brand new sill, so I just cut along the edge basically. It's easier than unpick both these welds, so you can see on here this is actually the two pieces. You can see where it's been welded together, but rather than do it, I just cut it along. It's a lot easier. It's coming out. If it wasn't coming out, I would have unpicked all the welds and then broken them away, because I can see where the line is. So that's it for today, and we'll catch you in the next video when I start putting it back in. I just have to cut this end now. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, keep the faith, and